Hello. Hello, and welcome to a stream of folly. Ridiculous idea, but apparently I'm going to do it. I'll give it a go. Hi, Miss. Hi, Ragdoll. Hi, Dark. How are we all doing? As of Elden Ring and Patch is a boss now? I guess so. Yeah. We're not doing Elden Ring today, though, because I value my wrist to a certain extent. Yeah, so let's stick on. I just made a playlist with all the Souls soundtracks that I own, which is Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne. So Bloodborne's going to be mixed in there. We're not doing Bloodborne drawing today. Oh, look, Bloodborne. Or listen, Bloodborne, I'd say. I don't know what volume to put in it. How are we all doing? Are we well? Are we good? If not, why not? A little quiet. Want to hear Mars? Want to hear the rip-off of Mars? Yes. So I'm gonna try, emphasis on try, to draw all bosses in Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. And you broke your controller cable. I saw that, yes. I would say that's a comment on the game, but I haven't played the game yet, so... Makes a change from a lot of people's experience with Dark Souls, which is that they break the controller themselves. Are we all having a good Wednesday? Hope so. You're mid-fight and it just stopped. Actually, that said, there's a streamer I'm watching at the moment, his controller keeps breaking during Elden Ring, so... What are you gonna do? Right, so here's how this is gonna work, as far as I can tell. If I get this centered in the screen so you can actually see it, that would be lovely. And then swoosh. I love my left and right fade. It's very Star Wars. Here's my little ranking thing that I made while the music was playing for the intro. You're not playing that with a mouse and keypad, hell no. I've done a Dark Souls keyboard playthrough. It was fine. You played some of the game from what you saw before the power went out, about an hour and 20 minutes into stream. Oh no. There's Neo's cursed. Turns out, Neo's cursed. Hello, miss. Need to work on my alphabet. Look, this is for some reason the internet's agreed ranking arrangement. For people like putting S at the top. I don't know why. It stands for super, I guess. It's just super. We all understand the A to F because that's grading systems. Unless, of course, you come from a country that doesn't use that grading system, which I think Britain doesn't anymore. I think they went to a numerical one. Anyway, Dark Souls is mouse and keyboard compatible. Neo isn't. Oh, I see. It definitely waggled my controller when I tried to exit the game yesterday. Yeah, so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to go through roughly chronologically through the games. I will probably forget things as I go, but that's fine. And I'm just going to rank every boss and do a little doodle. There are 92 of them, so I can't really spend much more than a minute on each one, both talking and drawing. And this is my little cube, little square. Whoops. This is where I'm going to draw it, because I worked out that's roughly the amount of space I have to draw each one. These lines emanating from the ranks are probably going to disappear. I'm not going to need many S's or F's, and I'm going to need a lot of C's. So I'll probably have to alter the lines. But generally speaking, this is what we've got to work with. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to look at chat while I'm doing this, or indeed what quality of drawing we will have. But I endeavour to do them all. Bed of Chaos, you rank that. I was thinking, honestly, Bed of Chaos. They're the lines, and let me lock everything I don't want to change. Yeah, I was thinking Bed of Chaos. We might as well just get that out of the way, right? So Bed of Chaos is like. And then it's got big arms and stuff. Because the Bed of Chaos is, I think I think I mentioned this last time. If you're gonna have a scale, right, it's good to calibrate it. It's good to normalize it within a certain parameter. And what better way to, calibrate this scale than by defining precisely what rock bottom is? And rock bottom is Bed of Chaos. Big old fiery wings. These are like fire wings. This is the quality of drawing you can expect. I could probably spend a little longer than this and also make this a little smaller. Because the Bed of Chaos is big. Actually, no, it's not a wing, is it? It's like an arm. It's like a sort of hook thing. Big old flaming hook. It stabs into the ground. This is going to be doubly annoying for the all the Dark Souls 1 bosses, because you know I've drawn all them. Relatively competently for Foggate. This music could do with being a tad quieter. Boss Brush, hello! Welcome to drawing and ranking every Dark Souls boss. How you doing, Kristen? Numbers, letters is all a scale anyway. You could use pictures of birds and have it mean the same thing, precisely. Linear, that's what that word is, linear. Not Likert. Typing. Yeah, Bed of Chaos. Universally accepted, even by Miyazaki. Worst boss. It's so bad. It's so bad. Already spending too long on this. We've got much more complicated bosses to do. I haven't drawn anything from scratch today. I've been inking things for Dark. I think you get the idea, right? Is there something I'm missing? It feels like there's something I'm missing. Also a little bug. Oh no, Likert scale is the right word. Oh, I thought you meant linear. I've never heard of it. What's a Likert scale? Likert. I guess that's an education thing. Am I gonna have to put a box around these? Nah. I'm gonna have to try and remember what these are. Anyway, boom. We have defined rock bottom with the Bed of Chaos. Hooray! Just done snail murdering for today because you will have your strobs this year. Oh no, snails! I watched somebody do an enemy randomizer for Elden Ring the other day, and the last boss was a snail. Yeah. So that's that. We've gotten that. I don't know what S would be, so we're gonna have to work that out as we go. But pretty obvious. BOC. Oh, hello. Example of the Likert scale. I'll strongly disagree, never agree, not disagree, agree, strongly agree. I always have difficulty with those. Because in my head, disagree and agree are not equally weighted positive and negative, but that's just me. Gale, you like Gale? I have issues. We'll get to that. But I've got just over a minute for each one, and I have already wasted 15 minutes, so we should get cracking. They're an invasive, very hungry, they're very numerous, and very big kind. Oh no. Okay, Asylum Demon. Asylum Demon's a big old friend. I like Asylum Demon. They're a tutorial boss. They do the job. They teach you how to play the game. They're not too difficult. They have fun horns. They jump down and go bleh. And you're not supposed to kill them first try, but then you can kill them second try. It's a fun time. I don't really know what's going on with their horns, so I'm just going to do this sort of antler sort of thing. They have the mace. The big old mace. I was told by Miss last time that I had to do all of the bosses. So I must specify this mace because there are three bosses in this game with exactly the same model. Just slight differences and different weapon. They've also got like weird rock things on their legs. I think they have tiny little wings. Yeah, that'll do. See? This'll take no time at all. Oh, tail. I do have tail. Yeah. S tier, they teach you most of the mechanics. They really do. They're good. Basically, the grading scale is doing the same thing where you are ranking knowledge student has. Okay. Snails are really cute when they're drawn, small, and don't eat your entire veggie garden. Yeah. Be specific. I must be specific. It's got a big hanger. Does a swing. You can learn how to leap attack on it, although I missed that on my first playthrough. It has an attack for attacks behind it, so you know you can't stand behind things all the time. It has a little AoE that's not too big. It's a nice starting boss. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think it's. There's a little horn there. Don't think it's S. I think it's above average. I think it's a B. It's a nice solid B. It's a good B. Nothing. It's fine. I like it. They're in every Souls game with slight alterations. Are they in 2? I know they're in Elden Ring. They're in DS3. Are they in 2? Yeah, Erdtree Guardian. Salterations. That's when your dinner needs more seasoning. Taurus. Taurus is another demon. Honestly, could have been the tutorial demon as well, but wasn't. Angrier. I like the whole thing in their arena where you walk in and you think, oh, where's the boss? And then it jumps off the thing. And then it's also got the enemies on the thing, which not only show you that there are occasionally environmental hazards in boss fights, but also gives you another opportunity to learn how to do jump attacks, which I missed. I quite like Tor. It also occasionally jumps off the cliff for some reason. Got a big old axe this time. Is it an axe or a hammer? There's an axe. I'm already busting the frame. I feel about the same about this boss as I do the Asylum Demon, I'll be honest. It's kind of fun, it's got a nice gimmick. You will probably work out as I go through. I'm quite positive on gimmicks. I like my bosses to feel special. Which is something that the series has kind of dropped off on over the years. It's just focused on trying to make like good, straightforward fights, big challenges and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know. I like something special. I like something to feel special. And Taurus has that kind of special feeling. Bigger horns. Let's give you big horns. Chest. Roof legs. Hooves. Etc. I do not have a timer set up for each one, so I'm just going to have to wing it. But, yeah. Feel free to share your opinions on the bosses as well. Oh, squiggly X. It's all rough and ready. Yeah, Taurus is fun. I like Taurus. It's alright. I think probably... I might put it like... Yeah. It's not quite as special to me as Asylum. I like it's cool. It's above average, but yeah. Your hatred for it only came from trying to beat it as a pyramid. Oh, you mean Capra? Or Taurus? Or Quaylog? Well, these 3 drawings took 5 minutes, so it's not great. We must increase pace. Next, we might as well do Capra next. What can be said about Capra that hasn't already been said? Capra has dogs. Pretty sure that's been said before. Got to remember not to move the layer because the layer contains all the pictures. Capra's also been used in Elden Ring. Oh, the Capra, the rest is fine. I mean, yeah. I'll beat it as a part. Sorry, I thought you meant Pyromancy's only. I was going to say you can't beat Quaylog or Centipede with Pyromancy's only, so you'd probably be quite annoyed by them. This must be a Dark Souls 3 track, because it sounds like every track that FromSoft has made since Dark Souls 3. Stop complaining, Chris. It's got its great machetes. It's in a tiny, tiny, tiny arena. It's really quite powerful and stun locks you. It has 2 dogs, which are also very stun locky. Even on its own, it wouldn't be a very good fight. I think that's the thing, is that Taurus and Asylum Demon, they stand up on their own. Capra Demon is not that interesting a fight, even solo. Maybe that's why it has dogs and is in a tiny arena, just to give it something special, I guess. The gimmick is just move to the right and then left up the stairs. Basically. Or big old shield and have a lit up. Even though you can't get Havel's arm. Well, you can actually. You don't need to fight Capra. Capra is optional. That is something it has at its advantage. It is optional. You know, I think I'd be more annoyed at it if it was compulsory. Also Doggos. That looks like a bear. Don't worry about it. It has a bear and a kangaroo. Good thing about the boss fight is you don't have to do it. That you would be surprised how much credit I will give a boss for it. I think it's pretty. Yeah. I wouldn't put it. It's not as bad as Better Chaos, but then what is? I guess so. Okay, C is like I'm indifferent. Obviously, S is I look forward to fighting this thing. F is this game would be actively improved if it didn't exist. I guess anything below D would be I would be fine with it being removed. B, anything above B would be I would be upset if this was removed. So I wouldn't mind if Capra was removed. I am slightly attached to it because of the Foggate comic, but that's got nothing to do with the boss. So what are you gonna do? Gabe. Gabe is one of the most interesting boss designs visually in Dark Souls 1. It has a cool environmental thing where it has the it has the channeler, that's the word I'm looking for. It has Chandler, the channeler, who will attack you if you don't take care of him before the fight. And a tiny, tiny head. It's cool. Tiny head, massive mouth. Good combination. Yeah, I like. So another thing that I like that no games do very much, and I always think it's a disappointment. It's one of the main theses behind a game I tried to make a long time ago, is affecting a boss fight from outside of the boss fight. And Gabe is a good example because Chandler, if you don't kill him, he's going to attack you during the fight, or you can kill him and it'll make the fight easier. Toofs. Many toofs. Yeah, visually really, really cool. As a fight, not the best. Not the worst either. It's a bit annoying to have to run from the vomit. Because you just have to keep running for a really long time. Give it. Can give you it. No, no it. That's better. There. Oh, yeah, have you got spikes on your back? Wings! You have wings, didn't you? The dragon! Dragons have wings. Also, technically an insect. Another boss you don't have to do either. I like Gabe. Gabe is cool. The fact that I keep calling him Gabe is probably a good idea that I like it. Good indication. Little spikes. Just for show. I mean, it does do a little jump and then slam. It's a bit annoying to have to run from the vomit. Yep. You'd be surprised how many times I have to say that this stream. But it will happen. You also get a cool sword from its tail if you ever manage to cut it off, which I haven't. Yeah, Gabe's cool. I like Gabe. As a fight, it's let down by not being a particularly interesting thing to actually fight. But very cool design. Like it. It's good. It's good. Actually, well, I said anything above B is something I would be disappointed if it got taken out. So I'll put it there. I would be disappointed if that was removed. Before we carry on down, let's do gargoyles. This is where I get to start voicing unpopular opinions. I don't like Sorry, I got confused there and thought this was the gargoyle music. I don't like multiple V1 boss fights. In general. I can't remember what they look like. And gargoyles aren't really an exception to that. However, this is mitigated by a couple of factors. They are essential, which is a problem, but... Hello, Kiro! It's because you're supposed to... Yeah, exactly. Okay, so... This is supposed to be your first tutorial on multiplayer boss fights. You find Solaire not too long before this, assuming you found Solaire. You then have the opportunity to summon him, assuming you know how to summon, because the game is incredibly obscure and does not tell you that you need to be human. And it also has going for it the fact that it's a one-on-one for half the fight. And then the second, halfway through, when you get the first one down to half health, it's, you know, the second one comes in and it has half health. And, very importantly, it has a different style of attack. It stays away from you and, like, launches fire at you instead of coming up and hitting you in the head with a halberd. And that is very important to me. Having the two bosses do two different things, one of which goes close and one of which stays away. Very good. I like that. Big fan. More bosses like that, please. So it's got things going for it. It also has the tail cut, which is cool. Terrible weapon, but it's there. There's the other one down here. It's like... breathing fire. Give it little wings to fit in the frame. Yeah, as double boss fights go, I'll take that. I will take that. I like that. That's fine. They tried. This feels like a double boss fight that's thinking about the fact that it's 2v1. You know, generally. How far have I gone through the list? This far. There's Bed of Chaos at the bottom, Capra Demon just above, we have Taurus just above C, Asylum Demon's at B, and Gaping Dragon is at B+. And now we have Gargoyles. Where am I going to put them? I've said before, gimmicks go a long way for me, so I think I'm going to put them there. If they didn't have an interesting gimmick, they would probably be below C. Yeah. They're fine. They're alright. Good for them. How you doing, Kira? You having a good time? Yeah, it's supposed to be your multiplayer tutorial, but it's a From Software game, so tutorial is a stretch. Next. Go to Quaylog now, I guess. Quaylog is something. Again, I'm slightly attached because of the Foggate comics. There's a big old spider. Not as cute as Rom, must be said. Boob spider, yes. Over the boobs and far away. This isn't really a 2v1, but it kind of feels like it because it's like you versus Quaylog and the lava on the floor. Now, once you get used to that, it's not too bad. But also, strange opinion perhaps, this boss has too much health. She just tanks hits way too much. It just takes a while. It's like she took all of Pinwheel's health or something. Can't be killed with Pyromancy, so that's annoying if you want to do a Pyromancy build. Can't be hurt with Pyromancy at all. Kind of interesting story, I guess, but really the lava is the gimmick. You do get Man-Eater Mildred as a summon for this, so it's not that bad. Oh no, hang on, AoE explosion. No. That is like probably the first attack in the game that you have to learn the wind up to, otherwise you're just dead. It will kill you. It does too much damage. It will kill you. You're going to die. It will kill you. That's a bit unbalanced. Yeah, honestly, it turns out not a lot of good to say. You're drawing more baseball boys. Yes, I need to share the ones on Tumblr. Baseball boys. I was like, hi there. I have a sword. Have you seen my sword? It's cool. It goes whoosh. And it will kill you. Because it hurts. Yeah, not a massive fan, must be said. It definitely goes below the I would be sad if this was removed category. It's a nice design. Not particularly a big fan of the fight. Would it be harsh to put it in D? Maybe. D+? D+. It's saved by a slightly interesting visual. This idea of like a spider centaur. Kind of interesting. Don't have to share anything, but I want to. Trying out a new scrub for Poison Ivy. Oh, hopefully you can get that cleared up. Next. I'm way behind on time. Ceaseless. Then draw him behind a cliff because it's huge. What does he look like? Does he have horns? Not like a horn. I can't remember what he looks like. Ceaseless is cool in all but fight. I really like Ceaseless. I like how big he is. Absolutely, Matt. Probably the biggest fight in the series. Almost certainly the biggest fight in the series. It's got the cool gimmick where you can use the environment to your advantage by just having him fall off. It doesn't attack you until you do something bad. This is just a peaceful thing, having a bad time. I guess this is the first boss you come across where it's quite clear you're the villain here. As a fight, not very good. It's got its hand in its chest to plug up the pouring lava coming out of it. This poor thing. I honestly can't remember what it looks like, to be honest. It's just too big. It's just a Colossus. The Colossus of Pain. Yeah. And then you're here. Like, hello, I have a sword. And a shield. I like Ceaseless. Again, not a good fight. Even if you do fight them legitimately, it's just not particularly fun, and the hitboxes are quite bad. But once you know how to cheese them, it's very consistent. And so you don't have to fight them, even though you have to fight them. Actually, no, you don't have to fight them. There is a way across the lava, just about. No one does it, but... yeah, big old lumpy... They're gonna like fire. I think they're gonna have fire. This is fine. We should have a ceaseless discharge version of the "This is fine" dog. Only this is not fine. This is ceaseless discharge. I like. I'm gonna put him with Gabe. Not a great fight, but definitely sad to see them go. The visual design really, really neat. Gimmicks go a long way with me. Yeah. The ranking system is so chaotic. So would yours be. We human beings are not consistent. Mine's all over the place. Mine's just, what do I like? This is my ranking system. Feel free to make your own stream. I will watch it and complain. Cool. Let's not carry on with Izalith. It's a silly place. Let's do Iron Golem. Iron Golem is... fine. That's pretty much all I can say about the Iron Golem. It's acceptable. It has the gimmick of knocking it off. I can never seem to get it to work, but it's there. It's kind of fun. Got a big old pauldron and then a small one. Just like that. What does it look like? It's got a weird sort of twibbly thing on its head. We'll go like that. Why not? Got a big axe, which is neat. I was about to say, didn't we just hear this track? But I'm gonna be saying that a lot. So many tracks in this series sound the same. This is fine, I think. I don't think I would hesitate to say that the Iron Golem is anybody's favorite. You know what I mean? But it's also inoffensive. It can throw you off as well, which is kind of fun. I like a boss that's fair. It can get knocked off, yes, but it can also knock you off. It's also big. I guess that's one thing. Okay, this is a big boss, but it's a big boss who doesn't feel like its size is a problem. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of bosses where, like, you know, they cease to become the boss and the camera is the boss, you know? I don't get that with Iron Golem. I feel like the moves are animated well enough that you can sort of see what they're doing even just from the feet, which is where you'll be spending most of your time. It also has the environmental gimmick of having the giant with the big bombs, so you kill them first, it'll make the fight easier. Again, environmental gimmicks, big fan. Unless you know the secret, wildly press all the buttons to escape the grabs technique. Yes, that's fun. I think that's only in Dark Souls 1, isn't it? Literally, you can mash your way out of grabs. It's great. I still do it, I still did it in Elden Ring, even though it doesn't work. Yeah, I think this is fine. This is a fine boss. Doesn't matter. It's Iron Golem, you can see Iron Golem. They're alright. They do the job. Good for you, Iron Golem. All of them, but it's never explained. I never got it to work. I never got any reduction in damage in Elden Ring at all. It didn't seem, anyway. But I always did it. C, I think. C, the solid C. Good average boss. Does the job. Nothing particularly remarkable. Nothing particularly annoying. It's just there. Can be soloed by Iron Tarkus. You can summon in somebody to do the entire fight for you. ONS. ONS. This is when I make some enemies. I've already mentioned that I don't like 2v1 fights. And how I gave the Gargoyles a bit of a pass because, it's got some fun AI stuff going on. Where it's like, oh, the two of them, they have different AI, so they behave differently, they give you a bit of a gap, so on and so forth. It can be excused as a tutorial for multiplayer, etc., etc. Pretty much all of that doesn't count for ONS. Their gimmick, obviously, is you kill one, you get a fight with the other one afterwards, where they're bigger and stronger. But their first phase is painful. There is a reason when I do a randomizer, I make sure that the Lord Vessel is randomized somewhere in the world so that I don't have to fight these two. I may end up needing to, but I don't have to, theoretically. Yeah. They have saving graces. The actual 1v1 fights are good. They are good, solid fights. Like those. Grand. In fact, you have to do them after a 2v1 fight is annoying. Unless you summon Solaire, with limited humanity. There is a reason they're remembered, right? I can't fully discard them. I can't say the game would be better off without them. I don't think that's true. But having already had the experience of playing it, I think my experience is better off without fighting them again. It works in Elden Ring, you can get out of the Virgin's grab, chomp grab from the tree worm, don't know about the others. Oh. I definitely tried with the Virgin grab. Yeah, well that's Ornstein, here's smoke. Un big hammer. Yeah, where would you put Ornstein and Smoke? Ornstein is too tall to go up his elevator. Yeah, he doesn't actually. His hitbox doesn't actually fit in the elevator. Although I have heard people say that it's like, oh, all the things with like Ornstein and Smoke, they have the staircases and they have the elevator and all that sort of stuff. And I guess the elevators make sense, but I always thought the staircases were just like one for men, one for gods. Because, Gwendolyn's pretty big as well. Not Gwendolyn, Guinevere. Gwendolyn's quite small. I have no idea what this track is. PS2, probably. Bearer of the Curse. No idea. Bearer of the curse. Seek lest. Yeah. Bonus. Individually, pretty good. Together, pain in the backside. Having to deal with... They don't have different AI. They have almost exactly the same AI. But they have different moves. But those moves are the same. If you look at it, there is actually a one-to-one correspondence between their moves, even though one has a spear and one has a hammer. So it's like fighting two of the same thing that are always constantly after you and can projectile and can run at you from the other side of the thing. Although Smo runs, Ornstein glides. Looks as a B, fight as a C. They look really cool. They have fantastic designs. They could have just been, you know, Lord Vessel Knight 1 and 2. But they weren't. They made Ornstein and Smo, and that is significant. I'm going to put them there. Feel free to disagree. They would be lower if they weren't as cool. Right. We have the Lord Vessel. Where can we go? We're in Anor Londo. Might as well do Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn looks cool. I like the lore. I like anybody whose legs are made of snakes. Boy, as a fight, it's just not good. It's just not good. The fight's just bad, frankly. It's a boss fight that has 3 attacks, 2 of which will just basically instantly hit you, and there's nothing you can do about it if you're not hiding and just standing perfectly still. Well, one of them you can dodge through. Eventually, once you've learned the timing. And will hit you if you are standing behind a pillar. I love the arena. Big fan of impossible spaces. Just going, hey, we're in a corridor. How about we make this corridor infinite? Just for fun. I didn't need to do this. And there's also a boss that runs away, which is kind of fun. It's a boss who, like, upon seeing you is like, well, I'm not dealing with that. Bye! It's a boss fight that's just, I hope you brought a bow. I don't think I've ever killed him with a bow. I always run towards him. He has a bow. Give him a bow. Lovely theme. Although I will say I think of the theme as the Moonlight Butterfly theme rather than the Dark Sun Gwendolyn theme. Also, Dark Sun. Hey. Hey, Dark, your leg's made of snakes. Pat the snake. See, this is the problem. I get torn between something that looks and feels really cool but is a bad fight. Like, this is just inexplicably bad. But I would be upset if it was removed, so I'll put it straight on D. D for Dark Sun Gwendolyn. Don't want it taken out, but it's just bad. It's just, again, optional. Fine with an optional bad boss. Ornstein and Smo are not optional, and yet they're higher on my list. If they were less iconic, I think they would be lower. Priscilla, no, she will not let you go. Let her go, Priscilla. She has horns. She feeds the birds. This is Priscilla. You recognize Priscilla, right? She's Floof. She's a big Floof lady. Has tail. She's part dragon. She has feet. The internet loves the feet. The feet, however, are actually important to the boss fight. She also has Whacking Great Scythe, which is neat. Her lore's pretty cool, or suspected lore, which is always the best kind of lore. What if lore, but we weren't sure? Just Dragon Eyes. That's how I'm going to represent that. Not a fan of the sentence? What, the internet likes feet? Or that the feet are actually important to the boss fight. That is the case. Scale. Yeah. Recognize that. I'm unsure if this is a dress or if she's just fluffy. I like her. Her fight is... It's got the gimmick of the fact that she is invisible. She's also optional. She's at the end of one of the most well-designed areas in the series, which is also optional. Not a great fight, but I don't really have many complaints. Too much Rule 34, not a fan. See, I don't look at that area of the internet, so I'm fine. I have not had this boss spoiled for me. Inexplicably, I have had Gwendolyn spoiled for me. Because the internet's like that. Even if you're not looking for it, occasionally it finds you. There's a lot missing from this drawing, but this is what you get for Priscilla. Average. Just average. I don't really... she's there. She's fine. She's alright. Moonlight Butterfly. Let's go and do... Moonlight Butterfly is gorgeous. That's the first thing I have to say about that. Really, 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 really cool design. Shame it has nothing to do with anything, really. The fight itself is not great. I think it just has full wings, right? We'll keep this as a nice and quick one. He says adding bits. Again, I think of Gwendolyn's theme as the Moonlight Butterfly theme because it just fits the fight very well. It's optional. It's not a great fight. You got the gimmick of just having to avoid things. I missed this on my first playthrough. Doesn't it get delegated to a basic enemy later? No. It appears as a basic enemy, but it also isn't an enemy. It's just there. You can choose to fight it if you want to, but they're just chill. That same is also true of Taurus and Capra. So, I've never fought this as a basic enemy. Put it that way. You can, but I've never done it. Yeah, it does have the whiff of like, this is a cool enemy we made. It doesn't have anything to do with the story. Let's make it a boss. Why not? I'm fine with that. It's optional, as long as it's out of the way. You don't really get anything particularly important for killing it. Its soul is worth nothing. Again, just makes you feel bad. Yeah, bad fight. Really, really cool visuals. Love the music. Probably my favorite track in Dark Souls 1. There, not quite B. Visuals and gimmick go a long way. Music, all that sort of stuff. It feels unique. Probably for the best, but it does feel unique. Yeah. Go with that. We're almost an hour in. Oh no, I need to hurry up with these. We haven't even done the first game, which is like one of the pretty much joint smallest. Okay, we need to rush through some. Seath. Seath makes you feel real bad. Boy howdy. And it starts limping. Yeah, if you weren't certain fighting Ceaseless that you're the bad guy in this story, you are now. Really cool story, really cool lore, looks really cool. Some of the actual combos in the fight are a bit annoying. But generally unique, special, interesting, cool, important. Lots of good buzzwords. This doesn't look like a dog. Why do I have so much trouble drawing dogs? What's this now? This is like a warthog missing its tusks. Keep going till I finish. That's what I'm worried about. This stance as well. Okay, let's have the ears up. Probably make it a bit more doggy. Now it looks like a cat. One of these days I'm going to learn how to draw a dog and a cat separately as different entities. Has a sword in his mouth as well, which makes it cool. Swings it around. It's a neat design, neat idea that works really well as a combat modifier. You feel worse if you did the DLC first. That is probably the best bit. It recognizes you if you do the DLC first and meet it and save it. It will recognize you and it will feel bad and it will howl when it has to kill you. Or you have to kill it. It's like, no, where's your friend? Why are you doing this? The answer is, I don't know. A big snake in a sewer told me. This is honestly looks more like Alvina than Seath, but it's whatever. It's really cool. I wouldn't say it's a fight I look forward to, but it's also not a fight I dislike. So, A? Might be your first A? Yeah. I'm fine with Seath being an A. Good for Seath. 4 kings. How do you draw 4 kings? Some weird squiggles. Gimmick. Gimmick fight. Once you know it, not too bad. Before you know it, absolute pain. The attacking combos are actually quite fun to avoid. The magic is just annoying. Because you can't avoid it, generally speaking. Or you can avoid it, but it does involve running around for a long period of time. And you don't want to run around for a long period of time in this fight, because that means more of these guys spawn. I also like the fact that it's called the 4 Kings, because on average, you fight 4 of them in order each one has a quarter of the health bar, but can be killed in a few attacks. Yes, you can just blitz this boss. But interestingly, you can fight this boss in such a way that you kill it with only 1 spawning, I think. Or you can do it with 7. I think you can make 7 of them spawn. So it's a little inconsistent. It's janky. I don't know who this is. It's not. It's not a 4 king, but I quite like the design. It's that, but times 4. Spectacle, kind of cool, nice. Lower than Ceaseless. Moonlight Butterfly, there. C+. See, we get the middle of this graph is gonna get busy. Actually, I can kind of squeeze you in at the beginning, can't I? Next, Pinwheel. I like Pinwheel for no rational reason. Pinwheel looks cool. Pinwheel has a really weird theme. I like the implications of its story. It has the gimmick of it multiplying. It has no health. You can kill it in one hit, quite straightforward. But I will. It's even if it did have health, it's not a good fight. It's kind of annoying. What other boss did I do that I said is a bad? Gwendolyn. I'll put it where Gwendolyn is. Cool boss theme, really cool aesthetic. I like the story. Bad fight. Pretty much identical to Gwendolyn. With who I put down here. Here we go. Nice, neat, simple. Neato. Speaking of neat. Now this one feels like it was designed by a 15-year-old. It's got a scythe for a hand. It's made of skulls. What are you gonna do? It's got a bunch of skeleton friends. I'm just redoing my Foggate drawing. Yeah, Nito, I need to hurry up. I need to hurry up. Nito, need to hurry up. Cool visual. Don't like the fight. It's not great. Even if it was Nito on its own, wouldn't be a fun fight. Let alone having a whole horde of skeletons attacking you simultaneously. Who regenerate, but also who Nito hurts. So that's not so bad. But still, it's not good. Not a fan. Don't like the design enough to want to keep it that much. Let's look at that. What else? Let's do Demon Fire Sage. We have only done one of those demons. This tiny wings. Big old antlers again. Demon Fire Sage is not the same as the Asylum Demon. People like to say that there's like 3 copies of the Asylum Demon in the game. That is not true. There is 1 copy of the Asylum Demon in the game and 2 copies of the Stray Demon. And this is one of them. It's just the Stray Demon. They're on fire. We haven't done the Stray Demon yet, but this one is essential. So, well, it's not actually essential. It's basically essential. There is a way around it, but it's very obscure. Whereas Stray is entirely optional. This one is kind of just an evolution of Asylum Demon. It's not particularly inventive an evolution. It's kind of annoying with its big old explosion. It's got a big old thing. Big old spear. It goes boom. It's not a spear, is it? It's a catalyst. Does you have a holy weapon to make sure the skellies stay dead? Yes, which the game also does not tell you in any way. But it does give you an occult club in Anor Londo, which you can downgrade to a divine club +5. Which is what I usually do if I want to do that, or I just Havels and just tank all damage, because Nito honestly can be killed quite quickly. Yeah, it's this. It's not as special as the Asylum Demon because it's not the tutorial boss that you learn from. By this time you have fought more interesting bosses and you will fight more interesting bosses afterwards. Could easily be removed, frankly. Shame, but could be. I'll do Stray before I forget about it. Actually, hang on. Miss, is it alright if I copy and paste? Given that I'm on a time limit, I'm going to say yes. Yep. Same thing, Stray Demon. Pretty much identical. Basically just exists to give you a thing to do when you go back to the Asylum. You get a bit of foreshadowing beforehand. Even less interesting, it's on fire. It's not on fire. It's just a normal one. It's not as annoying as Capra, but it's like, why is it there? Played as a Paladin with a Holy Sword, so never knew they got back up till later. Well, lucky you. Oh, we are so far behind. I need to be really quick with these, and I've forgotten all of the bosses in the game. Seath. Seath. What does Seath look like? Something like that. Seath has the whole gimmick of like killing you before you can do anything. And then teleporting you to prison. That's kind of cool. Looks really, really, really neat as a like dragon design. Real cool. Interesting idea for a dragon. Not a fun fight. Curses you if you don't know how to fight it. Not great. Not great. It's going neat. I like the area more than I like him. Got lots of crystals sticking out of his... I was gonna say sticking out of his ball. It's technically accurate. Don't like it though. No eyes? Does he have no eyes? I don't know. I know somebody complained at me for the Foggate comic. That the channelers have the eyes so that they can read to Seath. I just assume Seath had eyes. I don't mind. It's Seath. Seath, it looks cool, but other than that, pretty much on the old Gwendolyn gauge. Pretty sure he has no eyes. Interesting. Never noticed. Funnily enough. What have I missed? Is that all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20. No, there's 2 I'm missing. No. No, it's 21. Yeah, Gwyn. We'll do Gwyn after the DLC. Sanctuary. Sanctuary Guardian is fine. It's a big old chimera. The design is probably the least inspired thing in the series because it's just a chimera. I don't think it's got a snake tail. I think it's got like a spiky scorpion tail, but whatever. I'd be fine if this wasn't in the game. I forget it is until I have to do the DLC. So, yeah. It's not a bad fight. There we are. It's below the I wouldn't mind if this got deleted. Mark. Artorias? No, there are 4 in the DLC, right? I'm missing one from the base game. What am I missing from the base game? Centipede. Centipede Demon. Goes to show how memorable this boss is. This is an annoying boss. This is Camera Boss, the boss. Not including Bed of Chaos, of course. I like the fact the bits that when you snap them off, they keep fighting, and when you do that, you get the ring. I don't like the fact that 90% of the arena will kill you until you either learn to or accidentally cut off a bit of the body and then kill the thing that got cut off. And if you survive that, you get a ring, and then you put on the ring in the middle of the fight to realize it's just a mess. It's just a mess. Fun idea, messy execution. Originally, this was supposed to be where the Gargoyles were. You always forget Priscilla in base game because you completely missed her first time. I missed the Moonlight Butterfly in my first playthrough. Yeah, Centipede Demon, I would be fine having deleted. Yeah, stick them there, that's fine. Okay, back to DLC. Artorias. I don't much rate the design of Artorias. I've never really been that much into how everyone says he looks cool. This is a knight. Looks fine. I can't even remember how he looks. The sword looks quite nice, as swords go. Not a sword person myself. It's the sword that Seath has, obviously, because Seath and Artorias were besties. As a fight, though, solid fight. Up until this point, the best fight. The DLC really worked out how to do a good fight in this game, and Artorias was the best example. Not great if you're using a slow weapon, by any stretch of the imagination, a theme which will recur as the series goes on. But also loopy. Very, very good. Very, very good. Tall, jumpy knight. He does a lot of jumps. A lot of jumps. Definitely going up here somewhere. A/S? I mean, if I'm not going to put Artorias in S, what am I going to put in it? I don't think it's perfect, but I'm going to put it in S because otherwise I don't think I'm going to put anything there, and then the scale would be useless. Calamite. Big old dragon friend. As dragon fights go, pretty good. I think it's pretty well done because you fight it after it's already been stabbed through the wing, as people pointed out on my Foggate comics. Yes, I know it wasn't stabbed through the chest; it was stabbed through the wing, but it was funnier if it was stabbed through the chest. It's got like a torn old wing. It can't fly no more. I like Calamite. Calamite's kind of cool. Probably the most angry I've gotten with a boss is trying to fight this thing New Game Plus 6. Oh dear. But other than that, I like. Nice design. Positive. Can't please everyone. Yeah, I'll go with Seath, I think. Best about there. It's good. It's lots of fun moves to learn how to avoid and dodge at the right time, so on and so forth. It was a funny comic. Also, people saying like, why would he say for Gwyn's sake? The dragons didn't worship Gwyn. It's a joke on for God's sake. Some people. Manus, the big Muppet. The big squiggly-armed Muppet. Possible contender for my favourite boss in the series. I said if Artorias isn't going to be NS, what would be? It would be Manus. But honestly, both of them are very good fights, so I can't say one or the other, to be honest. But Manus, certainly in terms of visual design, much more up my street. Even if I do draw them as a Muppet. Let down, I think, by the spells, which are a bit too powerful and a bit too annoying and a bit too hard to judge. For me, anyway. But... and also, its absence of lore is pretty cool, given how important it seems to be. No one really knows for sure what's going on with Manus. Definitely speculation, but squiggly on. It's on a rock. And lots of eyes on the horns. Yeah, Manus. That's going straight in S. Thank you very much, Gwen. Don't remember if you said already before what your brother played Dark Souls and read your copy of Fogate Comic. He liked comics. Yeah, that's nice. I'm glad people like. Gwen. A good ending to the game. Thematically appropriate. Not a good fight. It's not. If you don't parry, it's a pain in the backside. If you do parry, it's trivial. Not really a lot to say, to be honest. It's Gwyn. Plink, plink, plonk. Probably the best part of it, to be honest. Oops, I have lost my drawing colour. There it is. Also, big old flaming fire sword. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like the sort of sad ending of it, you know? He's the first pygmy. Or maybe he's not. We may never know. He's got 4 daughters. we learned that, apparently. It's been played with all the white keys at school. Is that true? I mean, that just means it's in C major or a mode thereof. It's not that uncommon. He's wearing sandals. I don't have any. I don't like it. I don't like. It'd be sad to get rid of it because it's a good ending, but it's on the same level as his son, so it makes sense. That's Dark Souls 1, and we're an hour 20. Maybe this is going to take more than one stream. Whatever. It was intentional because of light. I think that's one of those things that might have happened in retrospect. It's very easy to write something on all the white keys. It is in fact something that a lot of people have to force themselves not to do. Anyway, maybe do 2 streams? Maybe. We'll see how far we get through Dark Souls 2 before I lose sanity. How about this? Maybe Dark Souls 1 and 2 today. Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne another time. And then Sekiro and Elden Ring another time. There are 6 games, and 6 is divisible by 3 and 2. Sleep isn't... Oh, don't worry about sleep. I'm going to get sleep. Never need to worry about me getting sleep. Okay, Dark Souls 2. What's the first boss of Dark Souls 2? There's a question. How many first bosses could there be in Dark Souls 2? I'm going to go Dragon Rider. Because they're big. And they have a big old halberd. A halberd. And it's also the only boss that you you can kill by walking. Don't really remember its visual design. I think it's got like a little crest thing up there, something like that. Pretty unremarkable in terms of visual. What's that? What's a sleepy snip? It's also shorter than this. Hang on, I can solve that. Whoops. Yeah, this is the only boss you can kill by walking. If you points for environmental gimmick, you can change the arena before you get in it, which is pretty cool. And you can make it at the beginning of the thing. There's just like a small circular arena surrounded by a drop into death. But you can pull levers throughout the area to that's probably like a shield or some sort of crest. There are levers throughout the area that allow you to bring up more floor, make it bigger. And then Hellpoint and Remnant, what other Souls-likes have I played? Lords of the Fallen, Neo, when I finished that, Salt and Sanctuary. I'll add them to the list. They're not From Software games, so it's not really fair. But the thing is, if you don't lift any of the things up and you just walk past him when he starts doing an attack, he'll just fall into the water and die. So... I think I did it on a Dark Souls 2 playthrough. I think I missed it on the first attempt and then went back and reloaded the area just so I could show it off to you. Because it's funny. You hear the first 5 seconds of the music and then it just stops. Dragon Rider. It's not even a tutorial boss. It doesn't have to be your first. It's fine. It's forgettable. Honestly, I would not be upset if it was removed. Put it there. My face when I see Ornstern. Yes, they brought him back for some reason. Anyone seen Chibi's Twitch profile picture? Yeah, you just have a fight against the old Dragon Slayer, who is wearing Ornstein's armor. Probably not Ornstein, given that canonically I guess you killed him. But also might be, because you also find Ornstein's armor in Dark Souls 3, and does that mean Ornstein was there? Probably not, but people like to think it is. It's essentially a slightly augmented version of Ornstein's first half in the first game. It's fine. It's not bad. It's alright. It's optional. It's a fun little thing, little nod. I'm alright with it. Didn't have to be in the game, but there's no harm in it being in the game. You know? It's not like, oh, we're running out of ideas, because it's literally optional. It's very much not in the way. I'll be honest, I probably enjoy it more than Ornstein and Smo. It's a fine fight, to be honest. It's C, yeah, no issues. Oh, it says welcome to the chat room. Apparently I disconnected. Knowing what is and what isn't canon is not in the spirit of Dark Souls, indeed. What is the first half of a person? It's the opposite of the back half. Yes, that's fine. Flexile? I like Flexile. Flexile's silly. Flexile is essentially like two lizards sellotaped together. One uses big bashy things, another one uses swords. They make me think of Callan Corn from Citadel of Chaos. They do only have one pair of legs though, which is a bit weird. I'll do the same as Callan Corn, to be honest. They have the gimmick of the longer you fight them in a boat that's like got a leak. So the longer you take, the more water fills up and the slower you move, which is kind of fun. So you got to be aggressive. They make a great security guard. I like them. I think they're fun. They're memorable. They're not a bad fight by any stretch. They're not like, you know, amazing, but I quite like them. I find them endearing. Maybe I should put them in the endearing but not a good fight category. With the ceaseless. Why not? Why do they have a vegetable in their boat? Ha ha! They transport goods to and from the Belfry, not Belfry. What's it called? The place where the Rune Sentinels are. The Rune Sentinels are good for two reasons. Reason number one, their armor is cool. Reason number two, their music is the best music in the franchise. They are not cool because you fight 3 of them at once. Screw that. This is one of the few things in Dark Souls 2, this armor is one of the few things in Dark Souls 2 that survived into Dark Souls 3. That's how good it is. In Scholar, they increased the water rising rate because it was too slow before. I've only played Scholar, so... I guess I should specify that for the, Belfast? No. What's it called? What's the... It's not Sinner's Rise, that's the next place. Not Belfry. This is Belfry Sol is in there, but it's not here. They have big things on sticks. Are they hammers? Axes? Probably axes. And yeah, you fight 3 of them. And they have names, and I don't know why they have names, because they look and act identically. There's like Richie and Aldella. I don't know their names, frankly, because why would you? Giving things a name is not enough. You have to give them personality. What is the name of this place? But yeah, best music, cool design, annoying fight. That is, again, optional. Assuming you want to go and fight some other bosses, who we will talk about now. Where do these go, though? Rune Sentinels, they're very tall. I haven't really emphasized how tall they are. Yeah, sure. Same kind of boat as Honesty and Smoke. Annoying fight, really cool design. Bell bottoms? Boots with the fur. I guess we could do the Sinner while we're here. Lost Sinner. Still, honestly, don't know what they look like. You fight them in darkness. Can you blame me? They've got a mask on, you find them in darkness, there's a little bug crawling around on their mask. I don't really know what's up with them. They're the Lost Sinner, whatever that means. Their hounds are banned. Their hounds are banned, unlike Capra. So you should be grateful. Their hands are bound as well. Yeah, having an enemy who's like is wielding a sword, but their hands are bound is pretty neat. Again, gimmick. You can change the boss arena from the outside because it's pitch dark, and you can't see the boss and you can't lock on from a distance. Or you can light some torches on the outside if you manage to carry a torch all the way through the area with a lot of water. Or you have an item that just does that. That just gives you a torch automatically, which kind of ruins the point, but it's there, so why wouldn't you? So yeah, using environmental things to impact the fight, big ol' plus for me. It's wearing trousers, apparently. I don't think it's wearing trousers. I don't think she's wearing trousers. I think it's a she. Not an awful lot's known about the story of this. Can't say anything about its backstory. It's one of the important ones, for reasons. I think the bug is actually more important. I think the bug is the connection here. And I'm not joking when I say that. They're just wearing like a robe or a patient's gown? Okay, it's that. I would be more forgiving about this fight if you didn't have to level adaptability to dodge any of its attacks. Interesting change they made in base. You can lock on from any range in Scholar. You need to get enough light to see them. Yeah, see, that's good. I like that. It's a lady is all we know. Yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment. The bug is probably the more important part of this. Not a huge fan, I'll be honest. Yeah, but that's fine. The bug is Holloway Knight. Ain't no Holloway Knight. Last Giant. Last Giant is a cool design. I really like I don't have a face and I must scream. It's impaled through the chest by a column. But how does that even happen? Hold on, I know what you meant. Yes, I think it's actually it's connected to the Bed of Chaos because all of the main bosses in this game are very tentatively connected to the main bosses in Dark Souls 1. And that one I think is the Bed of Chaos because that's the bug that crawls into the thing, etc., etc. This friend is not happy. They rip off their own arm halfway through the fight and attack you with it. They're not good. They're not great. They're not having a grand time. Being the last giant. Even though they're not the last giant. Spoilers. There are some random giants you find in a tomb. This was an idea stolen from Amygdala. It's fine. Like, visually cool, striking, interesting. Probably one of the more interesting visual designs in Dark Souls 2. These designs for the giants, who were originally looked very boring. And they came up with this idea for hollow faces. It's great. Not bad as a fight of a big thing. Because, as I've said quite a lot of the time, if you fight a big thing in these games, the camera is your enemy. Not so much for this. It's fine. Maybe they just think they're the last giant, which is why they're so sad. Yeah, they have reason to believe that they are the last giant. Also, important to the story. For it is, I believe, is it explicit that this is the same as the Giant Lord from later? We will fight them again. It makes sense that it would be the Giant Lord because no other giant really looks like this. This big. It's tall and lanky, but maybe it's a different one. I don't know. Kind of cool. It's memorable, which is good for Dark Souls 2. Not gonna put it particularly high. Yeah, visuals are good. Everything else is mediocre. There's all the dead and getting stabbed giants around them. Yeah. They have also been stabbed. Pursuer. I like Pursuer. I like Pursuer a lot. As a fight, it's fine. It's a good early boss fight because there's a few moves to learn. You learn the timings. It's a satisfying one to execute. You can parry it. You can use environmental things to your advantage. There are ballistas in the arena, which is really cool. It floats on top of the floor, which is just cool. It flies in on an eagle, which is also cool. It has a glowing sword, which it impales you with, and then fills you with smoke. Fills it with smoke. It's cool. I think the Pursuer is cool. It's a cool boss. Little on the easy side, but again, it could be your second boss of the game, so not a lot to be scoffed at there. It's got a nice shield. Little bits coming out like that, which look cool. It looks cool. I like it. It's cool. Have I mentioned it's cool? Yeah, I guess the biggest problem I have with it is a little underwhelming, but again, it's an early game boss, so. They managed to take what is a very boring design of, like, person in armor and make it cool, and that is an achievement to me. The shield made it into DS3. It did, yes. It got renamed, but it made it there. I like Pursuer. You might have ascertained. I certainly wouldn't put it on my list of favorite bosses of all time, but there's just something about it that is appealing to me. I need to emphasize the fact that it's hovering. Also, it's a small head. Tiny head. Look at him go. Pursuer. I like Pursuer. Am I going to put it up there? That feels disingenuous there. I'm not entirely sure anything from this game is going to make it above that, but we'll find out. Okay, so that's that branch done. The Rotten, while I remember. The Rotten is also a cool design. Its boss fight, underwhelming. I think the Rotten is what I would have liked Nito to be. I've mentioned that I didn't really like Nito's design all that much, visually speaking. Just a bunch of skulls and a thing. Felt very sort of edgelordy. If I wanted a representation of death, the Rotten is it to me. It's just a pile of corpses that are all just sort of amalgamated together and acting as one solid being. With like, and they have like a little corpse here that's like, I am in control. I'm the one. Hello. Doesn't really have a gimmick beyond the fact that there are just fire pools in the fight, which is not fun. I just like it visually. I think it's a good design. Is there anything else going to make it into S? Not from 2. Maybe from 3. Probably from Bloodborne. Maybe Elden Ring. So yeah, it's just a big thing that's made out of corpses. Like a little hand. And there's a foot. It's neat. The textures don't do it an awful lot of justice. I will defend Dark Souls 2 as having a really good visual design. I will not defend how it was implemented. Eileen is Esther. Are we going to do NPCs? Ranking the NPCs in Dark Souls games. We could do that. That is the thing we could do. But given that this is taking a lot longer than I thought, might be here a while. I like the run. I think it's good. It's not as fun a fight as Pursuer, but I think it's high up there. It's a good time. I'm going to do Dark Lurker now because I always forget Dark Lurker exists, and I've just remembered that he does. because you have to come to a place near that boss to unlock Dark Lurker. So, like that, and it's got like stars in his eyes. Dark Lurker is the Disturbed album cover. You know, if you thought Nito was edgelord design. So very anime. Also, a JoJo reference. This is referred to in the files of the game. There's a character in the catacomb area called Agdane, and this character is referred to in the files as Agdane's Stand. So, also feet again. Internet likes feet. These are facts I have heard of. I think it might even have more wings. I can't remember. Dark Lurker. As a fight, fine, honestly. I know some people who think it's the best fight in the game. Probably, might be, honestly, but that's a low bar. Not my favorite. It's an absolute pain to get to. She's a boss, not like a boss, but she's a boss. I mean, if you can fight her, and she is pretty darn hard. But she's the boss. She's the boss. She's the boss of the hunters. She's the boss. No one can take that away. Oh, that's the point. Where's my pin? Kiro brought me a nice pin with Eileen. Did I ever show that? Dark Lurker. Dark Lurker is Dark Lurker. Looks cool. It splits into two halfway through the fight, so you got a kind of gargoyles-y thing going on. But the way they work, they keep their distance and they do like projectile attacks, so it's, as long as you keep the camera in the right place, it's not that bad. And they share a health bar, so you don't have to like pick one off and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. It was the present and it was very nice. It's just a pain to get to, honestly, this boss. I've only ever fought it once. But it's fine. It's alright. It looks cool. I feel like I'm being more generous to Dark Souls 2 things purely because I know most of the rest of the game is going to be quite low. So while I can, I'm being generous. You're browsing Etsy and saw it and thought you might like it, so yeah. And I did. Thank you very much. It's very kind. How long ago was that? Can't remember now. My brain has stopped working. Executionist Chariot. The meme! The meme indeed. I still don't know whether it's actually two horses strapped together or whether it's a single sort of horse with two heads. More horses, yes! Do you remember this from the boss brush that we did many years ago? I'm going to assume it's two horses, so I'm going to have to draw lots of horse legs. Hang on, it goes like that, and then like that. Yeah. So this is the problem I had last time, and this is why I ended up drawing a lot of horses for October. And I'm still not great, as you can see. These are also supposed to be skeletal. That was the trouble I was having with the Executionist Chariot, was they're supposed to be sort of skeletal horses. They're sort of strapped together. Big old harnesses. They're never going to fit in a square. That's fine. They put a chariot, but you can only really fight them once the chariot's gone, so I'm not going to draw that. I think that's the thing I like about this fight. It's another gimmick. You have to break the chariot before you can fight it. And I like gimmicks. First time experience is big for me. But the thing I quite like about it is that it's, you know, when I first came into it, I was like, oh, what, a chariot, cool, let's fight a chariot. And there's going to be a guy with like a spear running around with this thing, stabbing me with whatever. And then eventually you break the thing and then you're like, oh, it's the horses. It's not the person on the chariot, it's the chariot itself. And that's kind of cool. I like that. It's a two-headed horse. Problem solved. There's probably more skeletal stuff going on, but honestly, this is better than my first attempt. I think you'll agree, and probably took less time. Like, it's not good, but it's better, and that's what's important. I like the Executionist Chariot. It's not fun to do, but I like it in concept. I'm going to be saying that a lot during this game, to be honest. I don't think I can really, in any justice, put it high as a boss fight, though. It's novel. Okay, it's Gwendolyn tier. Of course it is. Yeah, it's Gwendolyn tier. It's a cool idea, really, you know, novel, interesting. I like the design. Don't really want to do it again. If I can at all avoid it, it's optional. Looking at the model, just a regular old two-headed horse. Marvelous. It's like a horse centaur. The horse, but with the head of a horse. But also its original head. Scaly Bob Lords. Scaly Bobs. Scaly Bobs. Does whatever a Scaly Bobs. Again, this is one of those bosses I have an affinity to because I drew them. Oddly enough, okay, here's where we start to get into the hypocrisy. For whenever anybody raises their opinion about something which is big and complicated, there will be hypocrisy. This is like the uber many v1 fight of this game. Like, this is probably like 30 v1, because it's 3 skeletons when you start, and then when you kill one, it spawns a whole bunch of others, and they each spawn different things. Some of them spawn a couple of bone wheels, some of them spawn a bunch of armored skeletons, and one of them spawns just loads and loads and loads of normal skeletons. But I quite like this fight, I'll be honest. It's not that much of a hassle. Something about the AI. The AI is passive enough that it doesn't feel like you're constantly being harassed. And I don't know whether that was deliberate or an accident. But it's whatever it is. You have control over what gets released at what time. You can do all of those 3 waves at once, or you can just kill one at a time and deal with it. They're just not super aggressive, so it's not that bad. And I like the gimmick. The gimmick is fun. It's novel. They have no relevance to any story at all, as far as I can tell. Do they have a story? Probably not. When I was writing Foggate 2, the joke with them was just literally making fun of the phrase Bone Lords. So they don't have any story attached to them. They're just three Skelebobs hanging out, having a good time. I quite like it. It's not the best. I'm gonna put it with that. It's like Rotten has the really cool design, not particularly interesting fight. I like the Skelebob Lords are basically just skeletons, so their design's not fantastic, but the fight's interesting. And it's a compulsory fight, and it's not annoying. I said I was going to be quite negative about this game, but evidently not. That said, we are now moving on to the Covetous Demon, who is Jabba the Hutt. I mean, that is it, right? That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's Covetous Demon. Like there. Does anyone like the Covetous Demon? It's not a bad fight, in the sense that I don't think people really remember it in any way. It's just done. You go in, you attack, you kill it, you leave. It's not a threat. It's just there. It's just a thing that takes time. It has a fun gimmick of there are enemies in pots, and if you knock them out of the pots, they attack the boss. It honestly takes more effort to do that than to kill the boss. So, what are you gonna do? Feel like he should have a knee face. Me. Here you go. Mytha. Mytha. Usually I start by drawing the head on these bosses. Not so much with Mytha. I will instead draw where the head should be. And then I'll draw the head. I look beautiful, what do you mean? Mytha has environmental gimmick again of poison arena that you drain, and then it's not a poison arena as much. As environmental gimmicks go, not that fun. Not particularly that well telegraphed either. Does she have a weapon? I think she has a weapon, right? I'll give her a spear. I think she has a spear. She's also a snake. There's a story. She was a queen. She was obsessed with beauty. She decided that the best way to be beautiful was to cover your face in poison. And then bad things happened. And she uses her own head as a catalyst. It's a bit weird. Interesting visuals, feel very like Greek myth. Not that great a fight, honestly. The gimmick isn't that satisfying. I would be fine with her being removed. Dragon, yeah, better than Covetous Demon, let's put it that way. More memorable than Covetous. An actual fight. Smelter Demon. Who has a bottom for a face. There's a sword, right? Smelter Demon is a fine fight, I think. The gimmick of this one is, in phase 2, that when you stand near it, it hurts you. Great. That's a bad gimmick, I'm afraid. That's just annoying. That's not interesting. Got a big old sword, probably on fire. Visually kind of cool. I like the design. I can't remember what it looks like, but it's neat. It uses the Rune Sentinel theme because it fits, and it's great. Got bigger than that. I like the moveset. Again, it's a little... you need to level your adaptability in order to dodge this. That's more of a problem with Dark Souls 2 than this boss, I think. I like it. I think it's fine. It's better than the actual boss of this area. This is another optional. Also, if you kill it, you get a shield that looks like a pig. It feels like someone from an Odyssey game accidentally worked on a boss for a bit. Yeah. It feels, you know, Greek Mytha. She's called Mytha. What are you gonna do? Why would you not level adaptability? I do. It's the first thing I level every time because, of course, that's how you have to play the game. That is the problem. Pig Shield also made into DS3. Oh, I didn't know that. Why? Of all things. To be fair, a lot of shields and stuff did, because that's just an asset you can reuse. That's nice and easy. You know, Shield of Want. That made it in there. Yeah, I quite like this. I'm gonna... hang on. I do actually need to make a slight modification to this. Okay, I'm gonna break my gonna break my rule of doing things chronologically. Here is Red Smelter Demon. And here is Blue Smelter Demon. They are two different bosses, and by different I mean basically the same. You fight one in the DLC, you fight one in the base game. Both of them are optional. The blue one can go down there for all I care. The red one I like. No, not that much. Not that much. Not as endearing as Skelly Bob's. Yeah, about like Taurus Demon? Yeah. Sounds about right. You want iframes, you buy them. No free iframes here, yeah. The thing that makes the combat of this satisfying and interesting is you buy it. At least you don't have to literally buy it. Old Iron King, the Balrog. Who likes Balrogs? It's a Balrog. It has a flappy mouth that goes blah. When you kill it, it goes blah, 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 blah. I honestly struggling to remember what it looks like. Does anyone care? I'm gonna give it horns like this because it's kind of Minotaur thing. It's submerged in lava. I made it look like it's farting. We doing the Dragon War right now? What? Oh yeah, the opening cutscene music for Dark Souls. I was gonna do a playthrough of Dark Souls before Neo, but I was gonna do it with some mods, and then I tried it to make sure that it worked, and it did, but it also didn't. And I was annoyed because I modded the game to have my version of the intro in it, and I thought that'd be funny. So just know that's possible. You can change any of the movie files. You can also do that for Borderlands, I found out while looking through the files. I was seeing if I could change the skag sound for Christy. But you can change all the movie files, so all of the times that what's her name? Lilith? All the times What's-Her-Face appears on the screen as a person with eyes. You can change all those if you want. You can make them whatever you like. They're just sort of loose in the files. It's like, I breathe fire. And shoot lasers from my hands. This is a very boring fight, I'll be honest. Love coming back to, I made it look like it's farting. Farting in lava. Bubbly lava jacuzzi. This is not great. This is like the big boss at the end of it, and it's like the king who made the old Iron King, and he made the Iron Fortress, and it sank into lava because it's too heavy. The fight's not good. It's not good. Visually, it's just a Balrog. Yeah, quite low, honestly. Quite low. One of the most important bosses in the game. Pretty low. Yeah, down there. It's not a bed of chaos, but it's not great. The person with eyes. Yeah, in Borderlands, when there's the person who like appears on your screen like an actual physical person, and like it zooms in on her eyes. That's that done. We've done that, we've done that, we've done that. So we now need to go on to Nazca. We absolutely were not going to do these 3 games in 2 hours, my word. Nazca is Quaylog light. She ain't no big spider, she's a big scorpion. Doesn't have a second mouth. Wears her hair up. I think. No, did she? Can't remember. You can see her face. She wearing clothes? I don't think she is wearing clothes. I think they just have like the non-boob space that is like lump without nipple. Hooray! That gets past sensors somehow. Don't worry, she's a scorpion lady. It's fine. She casts. Does she have a weapon? She does have a weapon. She has like a staff thing. Staffy, speary, thingy-mabob. Let's give you a staffy, speary thingy-mabob, and you enjoy it. Yeah, she's got like scorpion legs. And 2 scorpion stingers, because life's too short for 1. This was another one of the comics I made for, I wrote for Foggate 2, that was actually made me laugh quite a lot. Because I decided to have Nazca and Quaylog have a chat, and it was funny. Make a video of me in a wig and replace it without telling anyone. A mathematician in you appreciates the bell shape that is forming here. Well, guess where we're going to put Velstad? Oh yeah. Scorpion legs. I'm just going to draw vaguely spidery legs because I don't know what else to do. Nazca's fine. Honestly, she's got the burrowing thing, which would be fun gimmick if it weren't for the fact that you just stand still for a while. Nipples are nipples. Bumps are just fat. Nipples are nipples. I said boobs. I think boobs are both. Boob, you need something of a bump and nipple. So if you don't have the nipple, can't be boob. It is just bump. I'm no biomologicalist. You know, all I know is Tumblr's terms of service require a nipple. Nazca's. Would I be upset if she was deleted? Probably not. Not as interesting. Not as interesting as the Executionist Chariot. I like her more than Mytha. Nipples are technically modified sweat glands. That makes sense. That's how Millennia is fine. Millennia is just straight up naked. She's got nothing. You see everything. The only difference is that they got rid of everything. Sweat. I mean, it makes sense. Like platypuses, they They sweat milk, don't they? Makes sense. What's after Nazca? Oh, I forgot about the Royal Rat Vanguard. Royal Rat Vanguard. Here's a rat. Here's another rat. Here's another rat. There's another rat. Here's the tail of a rat. There's another tail of a rat.
Have you considered another rat?
Another rat? Maybe. Let's try it. Oh yeah, that kind of works actually. Do you know what? That was very satisfying. Let's do another one. There's another rat. Think that could be fun? Yeah. Yeah, that's close enough as an approximate facsimile of a rat. What about this one? Is this going to be the rat-esque, perhaps? I think that works. A bit more of a mouse, but generally speaking, I think that's fine. The Royal Rat Vanguard is just lots of rats.
Have you considered a mouse?
A mouse. Let's put a meese in here. They're normal sized. Yeah, the Royal Rat Vanguard. Gimmick. The gimmick boss, very much so. Complete gimmick boss. Lots of rats in a room. One of them is the real one. Not a great gimmick, I'll be honest. But also optional. The fact that the rats petrify you is also annoying. I like them because it's weird. Let's look at where's the lowest boss I would rather get rid of than this. Am I gonna put it? I'm gonna put it in D. Actually, I'm gonna put it in D. D for D's rats. Why they do that? I don't know. Sweat glands. They sweat petrification. Now for big rat that's actually a dog. That's actually a rat. That's actually a fox, I guess. This is how good I am at drawing animals. This is another enemy you have to run away from its vomit. This is the scraggly of the scraggliest. This looks more like a dog than Sif. How does that happen? I'm trying to draw a big rat. It does look like a dog in the game though, so it's like emaciated as well. It's like really, really thin and probably all the vomiting. Royal Rat Authority. In the translation, I think it's supposed to be like Royal Rat's Champion or something, which makes more sense. I think Jaden Animation was very disappointed by a rat dog just being escaping dog. It's just a rog. It's also big. Like here. Hello. It's basically Sif. There are also 3 other rats in the fight, which are very annoying. They also petrify you. Guess I did say it's emaciated. It's discount Sif. Not gonna put it high. Not gonna put it low. It's not bad. It's not as endearing as the Vanguard. Sure. It's an E. Is it an E? No, it's not that bad. E plus. E minus. The Congregation. Prowling Magus and the Congregation. I don't know what the Prowling Magus looks like, so I'm just going to draw robes and horns. It's got like a skull face, right? I am intimidating. Oh, oh. We have Sif at home / the Sif at home. Now you feel bad about Scapy song. Can't help it's worse than Sif. Nah, it's fine. Look, it's not. I guess it is technically just in I don't care if it is removed from the game tier, but only just. It's not that bad. Yeah, Prowling Mage's Congregation. What is there to be said about the Prowling Mages and Congregation that hasn't already been said? I really like them. I don't think that's ever been said. It's not true, though. So, I'm intimidating. My mum says my costume's scary. Gonna have to leave you. Good luck on your marathon. Thank you for being here. It's not an awful lot left to do in this game, hopefully, fingers crossed. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed. Have a lovely week. No, I like sort of square hats. And there's like people on the floors like. The Prowling Mages and Congregation is not a boss fight, basically. It's some enemies in a room. It could have been a cool boss fight, but it just wasn't. I was going to do a follow-up video. Do you remember when I did one for the Deacons of the Deep, where I redesigned each of the Deacons of the Deep as characters? I was going to do that for the Congregation. Never got around to it. Maybe one day. Yeah, not really. Like, because everyone hates them, there's part of me that's like, I want to like them, but not that big. They're not egregious. You know, they are Covetous Demon tier. You get in there, you kill the thing, you move on. It does this. It's a road bump, at best. Miss is gone. You know what that means? Giant spider. Speaking of things with two heads. Giant two-headed spider. With just the biggest legs. Nazca. Nazca has a gimmick, which is that it has two heads and you can attack either of them. There's also loads of spiders running around, but you can hold out a torch and then they run away from you. There's thought gone into it. It's just not that interesting. Fires Lisbons. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, little model of the Executionist Chariot. Look at that. It looks so much cooler than I draw it. It's got all these tattered robes and the skulls. It's neat. Also, there's a guy attached to it, and who cares? If they can't even get the "oh, I like you, poor little buddy" treatment in the last, then they're bad. It is very expensive. Well, if I was any good at 3D modeling, I would try and fix that. This shoots laser beams out of its mouth, which is weird. I'm not sure why it does that. Because this thing jumping around would be a nightmare, maybe? So it's like, we'll give it a ranged attack. I have no love lost for Nazca. Yeah. It's more of a challenge than the Congregation, but it's not saying much. If you did a Dark Souls RPG IRL, you'd buy them all. Wonderful. Can you get them, like, there is a Dark Souls board game. I wonder if you can get that and just use those. I think we're now done with the 4 main souls, right? We've done Nazca, we've done Old Iron King, we've done the Lost Sinner, and the Rotten. Where was the Rotten? Up there. The Rotten fared the best, as you can see. Okay, so unless I've missed an optional boss, we can move on with the rest of the game. To Drang Lake. That's Twin Dragon Riders. You remember Dragon Rider, right? No? Surely you remember Dragon Rider. Well, now there are 2 of them. Why? Anyway. This time, one of them is on a plinth and has a bow. At least at the start of the fight, then it falls down and you just sort of fight it normally. It's got a heart. Yeah, that's them. To be fair, you're paying for the chariots, some skellies, and all the board game bits. Couldn't I just copy the other one? Could have done. But I didn't. It has to go below Dragon Rider, right? Like, or does it? Because we could consider Dragon Rider to be removable and then just have the double fight, because it's more interesting. And this is coming from me, person who doesn't like double fights. You know, they do have different AI, at least at the start. The one with the bow has significantly worse defense, which is like the Gargoyles. The second one comes in on half health. I mean, I guess it's just a rehash of Gargoyles. But it really does feel lazy. It really does feel lazy. Yeah, no, I'm going to leave it like that. They can't be bothered to put in the effort to make interesting bosses. One of the most important places in the game, honestly, you get to the top of the castle that you can see in the distance in every single location, the castle that you've been told to go to through the entire thing. You get right to the top of it, and you fight 2 copies of a mediocre boss from earlier. It's just nuts. What an awful idea. Anyway, you know, lasers and spiders, like peanut butter and jam. Things that, for me, don't go together. Once you've done that, you get Mironite, or Looking Glass Knight. Can't remember which it is. This is an interesting idea for a fight. It's essentially a rehash of something from Demon Souls, apparently. Which is that it's a fight with a thing, which is in and of itself alright. I think the fight with this boss is fine. I like it visually. I like the fact that it's in the rain. That's a nice feel, nice touch. I like the fact that Drang Lake is always in the rain. I know people don't like this world being disconnected and all that sort of stuff, but I think it fits. It's a magical world. Weather changes, you know, Dark Souls 1, it changes from night to day all the time, depending on where you are. So I don't know why the weather wouldn't change from one place to the next. But this one has like a mirror in its shield. And occasionally it will slam down the mirror and an enemy will bash its way out. And if you're playing online, at least originally, I don't know if it still happens, if you're playing online, you could fight against another player. Another player could fight against you in this boss fight. Which again is apparently a rehash of something from Demon Souls, which I haven't played. But it's cool. It's interesting. It's an interesting gimmick. You can also choose to play offline if you don't want to deal with that. That's good. It does essentially turn into a 2v1 fight, but it is literally like big boss versus annoying little enemy, so it's not, you know, it's different, you know? Really doesn't. Peanut butter and Nutella, though. Maybe. Okay, so that makes more sense to my brain of like, I know what you mean. Alas, for me, peanut butter and sweet things do not go together. That is just me. I understand I'm not, you know, it's a controversial opinion. But yeah, I really like the feel of this fight. It's really cool. The actually fighting this boss is satisfying to me. It's not particularly complex, but it's fun. I wish there was a bit more lore. It's literally just a knight with a shield, and then there's like people can bang their way out of the shield, out of the mirror. They're like, let me out. Music hasn't ended, does it? No. We have a soothing hymn. Oh, pursuer. Look at the pursuer with his tiny, tiny head. It is cool. Pursuer's cool. I like the pursuer. They got heads on his chest. Never noticed that before. Yes, and it's apparently really hard to pull off to actually invade. Marvelous. Yeah, I like the Mironite, Looking Glass Knight, whatever it's called. It shoots lightning out of its thing, which in the rain looks really, really cool. Apparently in the original game, the sound effect for the lightning was way too loud, but they changed that, so it's fine. I like it. The Pursuer? Put it with Pursuer? Put it with Skellybobs. Yeah. Pursuer's cooler. Peanut butter and savory foods is hard for you. You like it, but it's tough to like actually get yourself to eat it. Interesting. See, I'm the other way around. Funny how taste works. It's almost as if it's subjective. God, we're 2.5 hours in Dark Souls 2. This is not how this is supposed to go. It's fine. Dark Souls 2 is by far the longest one, so we can get through this. After that is... Now, don't say this wrong, Chris. Don't say this wrong on stream. Demon of Song. Who I have already drawn recently, actually. Blowing bubbles. Demon of Song is probably one of my favorite visual designs from this game because it is just so weird. This weird, gaunt, skeletal face just sort of poking out the mouth of a frog. Its arms just sort of stretching out. It's so weird. I don't know what this thing is. It sings. Oh, it's the Demon of Song. It has a sing song. And like throughout this area, you keep meeting these sort of the Milfinitos, who are like these singing ladies. Sometimes they're illusions. It's a thing, and then you get to this area and like, oh, this thing was this is where the singing was coming from. Oh, okay. Not the weird pretty lady things who might be sirens. No, this. Yeah, visually really, really cool. As a fight, nothing really to write home about, all things considered. I wish they'd use the singing in the, like, to do something, anything in the fight. The singing has no impact on the fight at all. I think that would have been cool if it had, like, a singing attack that was like an AoE. Or maybe it had, like, gave you a status effect or something, I don't know. Maybe you would get cursed by the song, that would be pretty cool. As it stands, it just sort of hits you with its hands and jumps in the air. Mediocre fight, really, really cool design. Go there. Our bell is splitting. Our bell curve is being, it's like the Liberty Bell or the Big Ben. It's splitting. How have I tried to cue? I don't know. I was thinking that as I was doing it. I was like, how did that happen? Wasn't intentional, I assure you. Eats you? I think there is an attack where it can grab you and eat you. I don't think I've ever had it happen to me, but and that's coming from somebody who always gets hit by the grabs. After that, we're pretty linear now in the game. After that is Velstad, right? Velstad. Speaking of bells, it's Bell Boy. Oh yeah, literally has a bell on his head. Fights with a bell. He likes bells. Oh yeah. In this game, bells are like chimes, are ways that you perform miracles. You ring the bell, the miracle happens. So it's like instead of a wand or whatever. It's just really cool design. I really like that. I think it's neat, unique. I think it's you know, haven't really seen anything like that in other games. And the idea of having a boss that's like, I am the big miracle, I am the bell, is kind of silly and fun, and I like it. Also, a fun fight. Don't have many of those in this game. Satisfying one-on-one big old fight with Paladin Bell Boy. Important to the story, he's the defender of the king underground who got corrupted defending the king. Cool stuff. Yeah, it's Bell Boy. I honestly can't remember what his armor looks like other than bell. I think he does actually have a way of looking out of the bell, but come on, it's Bell Boy. I've made him look very buff here. Yeah, he just wields a massive bell on a stick. Rings it to summon or make himself more powerful, or just hits you with it. There's a few bell talismans in DS3 you can ring for buffs. Nice. Oh yeah, there's the one from the DLC, the lady who asks you to kill Midir, whatever her name is. I want to say Marionette. It's not Marionette. Okay, Velstad. I think he might have like one of those tabards, maybe. Velstad is honestly not one of my favorites, but as a fight, ooh, hey, look at Manus. Manus looking cool. Not quite as Muppety. Look at the squiggly hand, squiggly arm. Always good. It's got a tail. Forgot about that. Oh, and the Manus Catalyst. Where am I going to put Velstad? I don't know. I always forget about Velstad, but honestly, it's a good fight and it's a fun design. It's not an amazing design for me, personally, but it's fun. It's a B. Even it's not as interesting as it can't be carried just by, but it is also a good fight, which is Demon Song isn't. I might actually put Demon Song a little lower because I feel like that should be where that's going to be up there, and this should be where Velstad is. Because it's rare for Dark Souls 3. It's a good fight. Sorry, Dark Souls 2. Vendrick. Vendrick has the cool gimmick, which is that he is hollow but incredibly powerful. And king. And he's just dragging around his weapon because it's real big. And he just walks around in circles until you start attacking him. And you don't have to attack him if you don't want to. Just let him walk around in circles and then carry on with the game. Honestly, in my opinion, thematically a much better implementation of the idea of Gwyn. This sort of hollow that's just constantly walking around in circles and is just so very, 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 very powerful. But like a shadow of their former self. Their gimmick is if you get a bunch of giant souls, you can come back and he'll be weaker because his whole thing was the war with the giants. And that's the big thing. I don't quite know how it works in terms of the lore, why having those souls will make him easier, but it's a thing. Big problem here, the fight isn't good. He's got like 2 attacks, 3 attacks maybe. It's a cool visual, it's a cool story idea, it's a cool gimmick, it's a boring fight. No, I like the rats more. There, I'm gonna go there. Next up, we have the Guardian Dragon. It's almost getting to 3 hours. I cannot believe how badly I misjudged this. Guardian Dragon's a dragon. Except it isn't, it's a drake. So already we're off to a bad start. The drake... I said to miss, and we're almost done here. Don't know why I said that. No, that's the point, it does not have front legs. There's a drake. Drakes do not have front legs. They have wings. And boy howdy, does this one have wings. That's all it seems to do is fly away from you and breathe fire on you, and you have to wait, get out of the way of the fire, and then it comes down and then it flies away again. Not a great fight. Wonderful, wonderful arena. Absolutely love the visual design of the arena. This huge bird cage covered in tattered scraps of cloth, just suspended over this giant forest that goes on as far as the eye can see, with this wonderful sunset behind it. Beautiful design. Big fan of Dark Souls 2's visual design. It's one of the only things it's got going for it. Yeah, it's just not a good fight, honestly. It's fine. After mid-ear, certainly, it's not very good at all. It's compulsory as well, which is that knocks it down a tad. How am I going to know that this is the Guardian Dragon as opposed to any other dragon? I don't know, but I've drawn it now. This is going to go down quite far, I think. It commits the sin of being annoying and boring. The best thing I can say about it is it's arena, and that's probably an insult. Yeah, I think, yeah. If Old Iron King can go here, then that can definitely go there. Absolutely. After that is Ancient Dragon, who this time is a dragon, but isn't a proper dragon. Real big build up to this in the story. Complete letdown if you just leave it at that. And as a fight, either impossible or incredibly trivial. Once you know what to do in this fight, it is absolutely trivial. You will never get hit and you will kill it immediately. If you do not know what to do in this fight, you will die. It's one of those fights. This is not a fight you can learn, per se. This is a fight that you get lucky and then tell other people about, and then they'll do it as well. And then the idea perpetuates. Life continues. Nobody enjoys fighting this. I drew it like a seal. Don't know why. I just did. Yeah, this is, as a fight, really not good. As a set piece, pretty cool. Bit disappointing with the story. Nah. Better than Guardian. Is it better than Guardian Dragon? I mean, if you remove this from the story, it would make less sense. It's got a cool thing where if you kill it, you get a giant soul, which tells you that this wasn't an actual dragon and it was made with the giant soul, which is a bit weird. It ties into the story in that sense. I'm not putting it any higher than the Rat Vanguard. These are my new metric, right? This is a boss that could probably be removed from the game and I wouldn't be bothered all that much, but I like them, and so I put them there. I can't put anything I like less than this above them. That's what we got going for us at the moment. Oh, we got Majula. Lovely music. Giant Lord. Let's try and do these last ones quickly. Giant Lord is the last giant from before, only now they have clothes and a crown. This is before they were captured. And now they have a big old weapon. Less fun a fight. Honestly, really cool set piece. Getting to it and fighting it is a bit... big old weapon. I don't really know what the weapon is, but it's a big old weapon. This one, the camera is a bit of a nuisance, honestly. Gonna give you a big old sword. It's probably a sword. Why wouldn't it be a sword? Again, you are like that big. Hello. I have a sword too. Yep, no, that's not an exaggeration. They're called. It's called a giant for a reason. Yeah, this one is just a bit of a... This one could be taken out, honestly. I don't think this needs... You get a nice glimpse into the backstory and stuff like that, but you could probably see this fight happening from afar. You didn't have to be involved in this. It's not particularly interesting. I think it's got a cape, maybe. Give him a cape. Yeah, this can go. Honestly. I want to put you with Vendrick, but unfortunately I don't have space because you're too tall. So I'll put you there. There. Yeah, you can go there. After that, do we go to the end of the game? I haven't even done the DLC yet. Oh god. Throne Watcher and Defender. Ornstein and Smo, but for people who don't want personality in their fights. I quite like Throne Watcher and Defender. They've got a kind of different feel to them. One's acrobatic and one's attacky. A lot of people seem to think that the acrobatic one is female for some reason. I think they're both male. But they're just two knights. You know, I said they could have made Ornstein and Smo, you know, Crucible Knights, or not Crucible, that's Elden Ring. Lord Vessel Knight 1 and 2, and this is kind of Throne of Want Knight 1 and 2. But they do feel different, you know. And they have the gimmick of if you kill one first and you don't kill the other one quickly, the other one will revive the first. So that's kind of cool. Also annoying. Just not as good an Ornstein and Smo, and given how much I have a little bit of a distaste for Ornstein and Smo, that probably is going to tell you where I'm going to put these. I don't mind them, I guess. Do you remember when I said that Medea was one of the most angry, my angriest time playing one of these games was when I was doing New Game Plus 6? These guys, no healing. Absolutely livid. I got so angry trying to fight these two without healing. Which I was not expecting. The rest of the game wasn't too bad. These guys. Yeah, Throne Watcher and Defender. Could probably go away. Don't particularly mind. Where was Ornstein and Smo? I put them that. Where are they? Oh, they're there. Yeah, they're just below Ornstein and Smo. Yeah. Went to bed. Who's these two? There's Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. They are knights who defend the throne. And one of them flips and one of them hits. And they revive each other if one of them gets knocked down. they're cool. Nashandra. We have had woman attached to spider. We have had woman attached to scorpion. Now we have woman attached to pile of corpses. Got like a kind of skeletal face going on. Nashandra is ostensibly the final boss of the game. Quite underwhelming, I guess. It's an interesting reveal that Nashandra is the one that caused all the problems, etc. Corrupted daughter of Manus. Interesting. Not great as a fight, really. She's probably got a staff. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. Just hit her. She summons clouds of curse, which are just annoying. Kind of an interesting design. It wasn't built up in any way. It wasn't particularly used in any way. There is a reason that this boss, when we did our Fool's AU, was the last to be selected as something interesting. It's just a skeleton lady. Would not mind if she was removed, honestly. Not bad, not annoying, not aggressively bad. Fine. Aldia. Speaking of lumps of things, I don't even know what Aldia is. Aldia's like a tree thing, there's a bit of a face in there. That's how it speaks. It has probably some of the most important dialogue in the game. It's basically a bunch of tree roots on fire. The Scholar of the First Sin, which is what the game is named for the re-release. Wasn't Pretty Boy also just a pile of corpses from the below torso? Pretty Boy? Who's Pretty Boy? He's got like tree tentacles. Aldia can go as far as I care. Honestly, just annoying. Devourer? Devourer? Oh, the Rotten? The Rotten is just corpses. Yeah, the Rotten is entirely corpses. It is just a mass of corpses. They put a cage on it to make a head. And that's about it. I imagine they probably put an air freshener in there somewhere. Spoilers for Foggate. DLC. Let's do DLC quickly. We've already done one of them. Blue Smelter Demon. We've just done Nashandra, so let's do her sister. Each of the DLC is basically based around one of the sisters of Nashandra. This is Elena? No, what's her name? Ilana, so the Squalid Queen, whatever. She's also like, she's not corpse, she looks like a kind of rotten tree. She's basically Nashandra, but slightly more interesting. She summons other things to help her. She has actual attacks, which are in some way dangerous. She can summon a corrupted version of Velstad, which is kind of cool. Bell Boy makes a return. She can also summon skeletons. Occasionally, very rarely, she can summon little piglets. I don't know why, but she can. And she's got a kind of skeletal face going on as well. Yeah, she's got a kind of nice sort of rotten leaf tree sort of thing going on. I say nice, if you look closely it's bloody awful because it's Dark Souls. Everything has to look awful in Dark Souls. She's got this interesting sort of collar thing that's coming out of her neck. More interesting, more annoying. So I think that balances out, and I think we can quite happily just put her right next to Nashandra. Sisters. Doing it for themselves, not for the player. Next, Sin. Sin the Slumbering Dragon. Let's do a sleepy dragon. Sin has a spear through his chest, which is why he's sleeping. He's got to sleep it off, you know. Big ol' sleepy dragon. Honestly, as a dragon fight, not bad. Not the best, but all right. Long. The biggest problem I can say about this fight is that it has a lot of health. And in Dark Souls 2, that's a problem, because durability in this game is bad. So that means that you should probably come with a spare weapon. Because your weapon will probably break halfway through the fight. Can it have a night hat? It can absolutely have a night hat. Of course it can. There we go. Good old Sin. Sin's fine. I think it's good. It's good. It's alright. Poisony. Spews poison because it's infected. The wound is infected. It's not doing well. Poor thing. It's trying to sleep off an infection. It's not going to work like that, my friend. You should see a doctor. I quite like it, honestly. Yeah. Let's put it average. I have nothing particularly amazing or bad to say about it. I thought you forgot the K in night. No, it's slumbering. It's a slumbering dragon. Gank Squad. Gank Squad are 3 NPCs. That is literally everything I have to say about this. One of them looks like Havel. Now that's everything I have to say about it. One of them looks like Havel, uses the Havel thing. What does Havel use? Oh, the Dragon Tooth, yeah. Gang Squad it's like 3 NPCs. They have names, nobody remembers the names. It's not a good fight. It's just you fight 3 NPCs. It's at the end of a not very nice area in the DLC. One of them looks like Lucatiel. Who I've made look way cooler here. I don't know who this is. They look neat. I think they have a bow, right? No, Lucatiel doesn't have a bow. Well, you got a bow now, and then one of them looks like Oscar. So I'm here too. Gang Squad. Who cares? Oh, Aldrich, yes. Aldrich the Devourer. Aldrich is the body, the corpse's body. Not quite. The body is the bottom half. The top half is... Gwendolyn. The top half is this. In the process of being eaten by the bottom half. Aldrich is just kind of like a mass of goop at this point. Used to be a person, ate so much that it became a mass of goop. The corpses in it are the things that it's eating or has eaten. So Aldrich is an interesting little design. But yeah, it is in the process of eating Gwendolyn. And it gets to use its abilities in the fight. Which is an interesting idea. From a gameplay standpoint, it's like, we wanted to reuse this boss and make it better. It's grosser than you thought, yeah. That's why Aldrich the Devourer. There we go. That's that DLC. We'll go to the fire one now. We've already done Blue Smelter Demon. We can now do Fume Knight. I have no idea what Fume Knight looks like. It's Fume Knight. Have a tall hat. I think you have a tall helmet or something like that. This looks like something from Star Wars. No, it looks like something from Morrowind. You have, in this hand, you have a small sword, which is, by any other stretch of the imagination, a normal-sized sword. But I call it a small sword because in this hand you have just a massive lump of metal, which you are calling a sword. It is molten. So this is this boss's gimmick. It has two swords, one of which is quick and one of which is slow. So you have to learn the timings of the attacks. Satisfying to execute once you have enough adaptability. I remember being very frustrated with this boss just trying to learn it. But once you've learned it, honestly, it's quite good. It's a bit like Melania, in a sense. Only it doesn't have Waterfowl dance, so it's better. It's very frustrating to learn. Once you've learned it, I can see where it's coming from. I'm going to give it a cape as well. Also, Fume Knight is just a cool name. It's at the bottom of a massive furnace that you have to turn off to fight it. So evidently, it was on fire recently. You thought Gwendolyn was the last thing Aldrich devoured and therefore looked like her? No. It's in the process of devouring him, in fact. Well, the game refers to Gwendolyn as he, for they were born male, but they were raised by Gwyn in a feminine manner. But everything refers to him as him. So at no point does it specify what Gwendolyn would want to be referred to as. It doesn't matter, you kill him. And the bottom half was other victims, yeah. But it's just still going is the fun part. It's just still going. A few nights, all right. I like it. It's fine. I'm gonna put it. It's pretty. Yeah. It's that. Just slot it right in there. Why not? However, Sudoku. What's his name? Alon. Sekiro before Sekiro. This is a solid fight. 1v1 at the end of a god-awful area, but solid fight. I can't remember precisely how this helmet works. It's like a samurai sort of thing going on. Does he have a thing? I don't think he does. There's something going on. I don't know. How does... I can't visualize it, unfortunately. It does go out like that. Does it go out like that? Has it got that thing going on? I can't remember. It's Alon. Alon's cool. If you manage... My favourite thing about this boss is if you manage to defeat them without taking any damage at all, without them hitting you, they will stab themselves with their sword. Their ending animation is different if you do a perfect fight, because they're like, well, I've been dishonored. And that's neat. Also, the arena, really, really cool. Very polished floors. And that sounds silly, but it just looks really pretty. How do these help? How help? It's kind of like, hang on, it's like one of those. Like that, but there's like a kind of thing underneath. Is there a feather? Alon's Alon, I don't know. But this isn't Dishonored, it's Dark Souls. Ha ha! Alon is solid. I'm gonna put Alon up here. Yeah. Even though that doesn't look anything like Alon. We can also rank Dishonored characters. More ranking streams. They only last 12 hours. We're almost done. Last DLC, Arva. Arva is a tiger. Quite literally. How do you draw a tiger? I don't know how to draw a tiger. She's a snow tiger. Also known as a sniger. How do you draw a tiger? This is the bear. It's a dog. Fox. Help. Hey, look, more animals I don't know how to draw. I would have thought about this, given that I have to draw 2 more of these. They do have ears, right? Like prominent. Yeah. I was honestly really pleased with the drawings that I was doing today. And I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to be good for the stream. No. Anyway, this is supposed to be a tiger. Is a tiger. Honest. Arva, her gimmick is she's invisible. But unlike Priscilla, she doesn't have footprints. So you have to go and find a thing to make her not invisible. Which means she doesn't really have a gimmick. It's the worst drawing of a tiger ever. Still not as bad a drawing of a tiger as my previous chariot was of horses. Arva's, as a fight, not bad. Quite pretty, just looks like a tiger. It's just a white tiger. Big white tiger. Sif again, basically. Sif with spells. Knockoff Sif. Where did I put the previous knockoff Sif? There. There. It looks prettier than that. I'm gonna put it in there. Put a D. I'll be upset if Arv was maybe higher. No, not as high as Fume Knight. There. Just tip of the tail, just touching C. Almost average. Now 2 of those. Oh, hang on, it's a saber-tooth tiger, isn't it? Hold it. Right, now that again. Only this time there are 2 of them. Why? DLC's hard. Look at these awful tigers. Somebody draw a better tiger than this so that you can mock me, please. Not as if you couldn't mock me already. that stance. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm ready. Meanwhile, the other one is looking down from the perch up high. Waiting to come and join the fight, for this is another one of those delayed 2v1s. That feels sort of tigery. I'm not so upset with that. A bit more lion-y, actually, than tigery, but it's better than whatever I drew before. These ones have an explosion for some reason. This boss is at the end of an area that's just generally considered to be the worst place in any of these games, full stop. Stop being hard on myself for drawing a tiger the first time with that reference. Look, it's funny. These can go away. Arva's fine. Arva's good. Lovely. Luddenzullen, not a particularly interesting fight. It's a copy of a fight that already exists. It's at the end of an area that is just pain and all that. So, bad times. And finally, hopefully finally, assuming I haven't forgotten anything, we have the Burnt Ivory King, who I also can't remember how they look. So I'm going to give them a crown, some cool armor. Don't know why I'm drawing them quite so small. The Burnt Ivory King has one of the best reveals, one of the best arenas in the game. It's got a really cool build-up where you've got to do a kind of onslaught against a whole bunch of knights with a whole bunch of knights. Another fight you can influence before going into the fight by recruiting knights from around the area. That's really cool. I can't remember what he looks like because it's just a guy in cool armor, and I'm very bad at remembering cool armor. A lot of Dark Souls 2 is just people in armor. So, deal with it. It's got like a long sort of swordy, speary thing. Looks real neat. The Burnt Ivory King. It's very cool. Probably the best thing in the DLC. I like Fume Knight and Alon, but Burnt Ivory King is cool. You find it in the Old Chaos. Going to the Old Chaos for the first time is just a wonderful thing. Because the entire game is like ice. It's all frozen over. Frozen Ilium Lois is where it takes place. And you go to this arena, and you walk through a fog gate. You drop into a hole, and you keep dropping for a good 5 seconds down this really, really long hole. And then you just fall into a huge chamber full of flame and lava and roots. And you're like, oh, this is Izalith from Dark Souls 1, and it's just such a huge contrast from everything you've seen in the thing before. And it's like, okay, this place is frozen to keep this thing out. The old chaos or whatever. I'm not doing a good job of drawing this character because I can't remember what they look like. But they're cool. And they come out of a really cool door that looks like something from Sauron's wish list. It's like a kind of big old thing. Hang on, let me do perspective. Okay, I won't do perspective. There's just this huge thing. The fiery portal that comes out of a lake of lava. It's just very cool. This is a good boss. I like it. I think the spectacle is something very special. I'm gonna put it with Alon. Why not? That seems to make sense. I'm now gonna do a count to see how many I've got. I sincerely hope the answer is what? 41 plus 26 is 67. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me make this easy on myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I missing one? That's 10. 20. Yep. 30. 40. 50. 60. 66. What am I missing? Help! If I'm missing it, it can't be good anyway. We checked all the ones from Dark Souls 1. We have 26 there, right? So I must be missing one from Dark Souls 2. This is very epic music. Let me look through the soundtrack. See if I can spot what I'm missing. Belfry Gargoyles, of course! Yes! Knockoff Gargoyles! Oh dear. And I say of course, because it's spell gargoyles, but worse. Gonna draw them like that, why not? This is like, what if we took the gargoyle boss from Dark Souls 1, used exactly the same music, which is kind of nice, honestly, but made them identical and had them come out at, had them, instead of having 2 in a fight, let's have 5, and have them come out every time you get rid of a 1/5 of a health bar. Is that the only one? Yes, that's the only one I'm missing. Pretty certain. That would be 67, which is 41 plus 26. Completely forgot about Belfry Sol, or Belfry Luna. Completely recycled. To be fair, their movesets are different. That is true. The music is straight up exactly the same file. Not even a re-recording. It is the same audio file, which I think is supposed to be like a kind of fun little. Oh, hey, look, you remember this? Ah, it's nice. This is an optional boss. This is not necessary. I don't even know what you get for doing this. But yeah, it's just a bunch of gargoyles, really. There is nothing to be said about this boss. Apart from the fact that, like I say, it's like we took a boss where there were 2 of them and they were different and we made them the same and made them 5. I do kind of like the challenge of like, okay, you need to make sure you are fighting the same one constantly because they share a health bar, and as soon as the health bar gets too low, a new one will come out. So you need to kill the first one before the third one comes out. You need to kill the second one before the fourth one comes out, etc., etc. Which is kind of interesting little thing. I don't know what's going on. I'm sleep deprived at this point. I need a better way of doing this for the next one. When we do Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, I guess. That would be mercifully short, at least. I'm not doing the... Am I doing the Chalice Dungeons? Maybe. They're bosses in the game. Then what I'm going to do... Whoops. Yep. Yeah. This one's here too. They're here to be there, and that's about it. Honestly, just kind of annoying to fight. Not terrible. There we go. Okay. Summary of the last 3 hours. I am so bad at estimating how long it'll take me to do something, which is bad as a freelancer. Do one game at a time, maybe, not one series. Dark Souls 1 wouldn't have taken long enough to do a stream. It's only Dark Souls 2 has 41 bosses in it. Bloodborne, if I do all the Chalice dungeons, I will do Bloodborne on its own. If I'm doing every boss fight, I would need several streams to do Elden Ring. And Sekiro, probably. But hey, there we go. This is my list so far. Gonna have to extend it for the future ones, but this is my list so far. Feel free to make your own list and let me know how yours would come along. That's a lot of talking for 3 hours. My throat is also not liking me, but that's fine. It's Wednesday. I'm not going to stream again till Saturday. Speaking of which, I thought this was fun. I just severely mishandled the time. Oh, that was so bad. It's a very fun concept. I thought it would be silly. I hope it was silly. Yeah. I'm looking through these and I'm like, the early ones were very silly and cartoony and simple, and then as things went on, it was just like, anything will do. But yes, I'll be back on Saturday. Hopefully we'll have Raft. Hopefully everybody will be free to do some fun Raft times. If not, it says Borderlands 3. Let me get rid of that. It's supposed to be Raft. Honestly. Can't get the staff these days. Staff obviously spelled S-T-A-U-G-H. Man known for waffling. Sure, I could talk about 3 games in 2 hours. How dare you? How dare you speak truth here? Yeah. Like bot only for a stream, not only for a stream, but maybe a YouTube, Instagram, TikTok thing. I'm really bad. The whole point of those things is like, they're short, right? This was 3 hours. Also, I'm not cluttering up a YouTube thing with, 92 videos. Just doing a quick doodle of a boss and going, this is a 3 out of 10. I don't think that's interesting content, personally. Doing it all in one go like this in this sort of sleep-deprived manner, sure, but I don't know. I think this is silly. I like it. Anyway, I'll be back on Saturday, hopefully with Raft, if not something else. Sunday will be Project Via. Tomorrow, I assume there will be a Chippy Nether's Day stream. There might be Intermittent Dark and or Ragdoll streams. I do not know schedules. Minute drawing is a minute video on Insta TikTok shorts. If I was going to do that, I'd just do a time lapse of a good drawing. Like I do already. Dunno. Also, I don't know how TikTok is. TikTok scares me. Not you and work. Oh no. Shame. Well, hopefully I'll have some presents for you tomorrow. So, we plan to stream Friday and Saturday, tech permitting. Fantastic. More fun yokai Pokemon. Yokemon. Yes. Thank you very much for being here. Hope you had a good time. Sorry this took 1.5 times longer for 2/3 of the content. It'll be fine. Yes. Have a grand old time. We'll continue this at some point. Look after yourselves. I'm gonna go now. Goodbye. Bye.